Now I'm going to talk about the small intestine. As you know, it has three major parts: a short region near the stomach called the duodenum or duodenum, and then a long segment called the jejunum, and an even longer segment called the ileum. The duodenum is where chemical enzymes and bile are secreted onto chyme. The jejunum is where those chemicals are able to do their job and provide for mechanical and chemical digestion. So we really reduce macromolecules down from polymers to monomers in the jejunum. And then by the time that chyme gets to the ileum, the primary focus is absorption into the blood and lymph. Now, one way that the small intestine ensures that you will maximize absorption is by having an incredibly large surface area. So if you look at the walls of the small intestine, you will find circular folds that allow for greater surface area. And if you were to zoom in on one of those circular folds in the wall of the intestine, you will find finger-like projections that stick out into the lumen called villi. They're part of the mucosa layer of the wall of the small intestine. And then if you were to look really close at those villi, each individual epithelial cell on the surface of a villus has its own teeny tiny hairs at the surface called microvilli. So essentially your small intestine is like a really amazing sponge. It just has an incredible amount of surface area for absorption of nutrients. Upper left corner, you can see the small intestine there with the circular folds in the wall of the organ. And then at part B on the diagram, you can see an artist illustration of the villi. Those are the finger-like projections. In the lower right corner, part C, you can see one villus. Inside one villus are blood vessels and also lymph vessels. And then in the lower right corner, D, is a close-up view of one cell, one epithelial cell as part of a villus. And you'll note on the surface of that cell are microvilli for just an incredible amount of surface area. The small intestine, is able to move. It mixes chyme with digestive juices to further encourage mechanical and chemical digestion. And the intestine can do segmentation and peristalsis. Segmentation can cause the chyme to move in both directions, so kind of back and forth, to encourage mixing of the digestive juices with the chyme. So if you look at the diagram on the lower left, imagine that the dark red is chyme and the pale yellow is digestive enzymes. As segmentation, pinching of the smooth muscles in the walls, moves the fluids around, you'll notice they get more and more mixed by the time you get to the bottom of that diagram. Peristalsis is a one-directional movement. The lower right-hand corner shows a diagram of peristalsis, and ultimately peristaltic contractions will push the chyme towards the large intestine. And by the time we get to the large intestine, we're going to refer to chyme as feces. And that implies that nutrients have all been absorbed and what you're left with is undigested materials.